He was going on this day and queer, he said. And it got so queer, he said. I went over, he says, till I sit at the side of a house and sat down on it for a while to see it pass. And the woman come out of the house and she looked at me and she says, he says, I wasn't feeling too well there. He says, I just had to go and sit down here a bit. No, she says, the mountain air's getting you, she says. It'll pass by, she says, after a bit, but it gets people that way at the beginning. So, he got into, started making inquiries about where he'd work. Well, somebody, he went into this public house for a drink one day, and we said to the man, he was looking for a job. The man says to him, could you run that place for a week for me, he says. I have to go away, he says, for a week. You could run it for me while I'm away. But John didn't know whether he could or not, and he was lazy and taking it on, but I insisted on it. So away he went anyway, give John charge of the house. And he went away and he didn't come back for 6 weeks. He didn't know what the hell so. But he was all right there. Money coming in and money going out there. And but he was starting to wondering and get scared. So he discussed it with some of the local men that's called, and he'll be back. Now don't worry, he'll be back. So he arrived back at the end of 6 weeks and he had a new bride with him. He was getting married. So, but during the time John was on it, that ended John's contract with him, you see. But during the time John was on it, they got a fella into him that was just on the last legs with drink. Seemed a decent looking fella, like, but he was just far through drinking. He had no money. And he asked John could he give him a drink. Yeah. So John said, I thought I'd put him. I went up, he said, put the money in the till myself and I give him a drink. And he asked me, he says, you think could you give me another? So John says, I did give him another. And he got very friendly, he says. And he says, are you looking for work? I am, John says, and I'm going to fix this man after away, and he asked me to do a job for a week till I'm looking back. He's away 5 or 6 now and there's no sign of him coming. I don't know what they're going to do. Oh, he says, don't worry about that boy will be back. But he says if you're looking for a job, he says, give him the name of a certain mill to go tell it. And he gave him his name. He says, I tell him to give you a job. So when the time comes, he'll change it. He went to the boy and mentioned the boy's name, and he got the job. And a 4-man job. He was 21 years in that mill, he said. A 4-man. He hadn't to pay the money, he said. And with the lust for mining was in his mind still. And when he had the money gathered up, he was away and he bought a claim. And started to sink it. He had 2 men working for him, sink a shaft. And when they were down about 150 feet, It's struck an underground lake, and the water was going up that fast. You have to let your employees out before yourself. And John says I was the last coming up. I was in the top of the shaft. He says the water's up around my waist, overtaking me. And he says, and back he says, I don't know, maybe 5 or 7 years after, he says, and the water was still pumping out of that like a fountain. That's for my 21 years here. Well, then he says, I kept at the prospect of a pond going. I got a right wee bit there, but all alone, he says, nothing to what I lost 21 years there. Poor man. But at the end of this night, crack with that old boy.
And then you retired and you go home to live.
Yes, 5.
And then you were
he had about £1,700 of them. That was big money then.
Big money that time. Who was he again?
He was a brother of Johnny's, an uncle of Johnny Tobias, a brother of his mother, a brother of Bert Tobias. They called them Daimlics, they were Bradley. They called him John Daimlic, and Sophia was Sophia Daimlic. Lived down that place Tommy Kelly has now.
The little walls up above the road there.
In the middle there, above the road.
And Tommy Kelly's.
That's
Taylor's there, or was there?
Aye. It's between Taylor's and McCann's there.
Right.
And that was their home place.
Well, there wasn't many people come home with money and settled here in the early days.
No, not too many.
There?
Anything that made it stayed on and put more to it and just stayed on.
What do you call them now? Barney Moore.
Barney Moore, well, Barney. Just according to your notion of your bishop, Barney is supposed to tend to really get a bit of money built up, you come home and set up at home. Others then don't care so much. Stay with us, going good.